Hello there, I'm Lloyd Evans. Welcome to the Attic. Today I want to share something very important, a book that many of you, especially those who have left the Jehovah's Witness organization, might find deeply resonant. The book is called Remember Sydney. Remember Sydney isn't just another title on your shelf, it's a work born from relentless investigation and personal reflection. A narrative that shines a light on the dark corners of institutional abuse and the painful truths that often get hidden away. Written in the wake of the Australian Royal Commission into Institutional Responses to Child Sexual Abuse, this book exposes a story with which many of us are familiar but rarely can find the words to describe. In this gripping narrative, the author takes us deep into the inner workings of a community that promised paradise but delivered something far more sinister. The book follows the life of Claire, a young woman who grew up immersed in the strict doctrines of Jehovah's Witnesses. At 21 years old and newly married, Claire's life takes an unexpected, heartbreaking turn, one that mirrors the real-life struggles and emotional scars many former members know all too well. What makes Remember Sydney so compelling is its raw honesty. The narrative may be a fictional tale, but it's based on meticulous research, drawing from dozens of testimonies, extensive investigation, and 2 years of sleepless nights and hard work. The book is unflinching in its portrayal of the abuse and institutional neglect that has scarred so many lives. Yet amid these heavy themes, the book also carries a message of hope and the possibility of healing. For many of you watching today, the echoes of that strict, sometimes oppressive environment still linger. You know what it feels like to be told your pain isn't valid, or that the system you once trusted was designed to silence you. Remember Sydney doesn't shy away from these realities. It challenges us to face the hard truths about how institutions, no matter how pious they may seem, can often cover up abuse and silence victims. One of the book's most powerful moments comes when it compares the label of apostate, a term with which many former members are branded, to historical accusations of witchcraft. The narrative reminds us that for many within the community, the word apostate isn't just a label, it's akin to a death sentence, cutting off ties with family, friends, and the very identity that once defined you. That's a pain many of us recognize all too well. The narrative is unflinching. It includes descriptions of abuse that are challenging to wrestle with, but this forces the reader to confront the darkness within institutions like Jehovah's Witnesses. Refreshingly, despite dealing with these brutal issues head-on, it's nice to note that the author isn't writing out of bitterness or hatred. Instead, this is a work of objective, constructive criticism and scrutiny. It's written with clarity and a sincere hope that by speaking out, we can help break the cycle of silence and denial. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about why this book might matter to you. Many of us left the Jehovah's Witnesses with a mixture of relief, sorrow, and sometimes lingering questions. Remember Sydney offers a form of validation, a reminder that your experiences, your pain, and your resilience are real. It gives voice to the voiceless and creates a space where difficult truths can be acknowledged without fear. In the narrative, Claire finds herself caught between the echoes of her past and the struggle to build a future. With the help of trusted friends and professionals, a psychotherapist and a gentle hypnosis practitioner, she embarks on a journey to piece together the fragments of her forgotten past. This journey is symbolic of what many of us have had to go through, the often painful but ultimately liberating process of reclaiming our lives after leaving a cult-like ideology. the author reminds us that while life can be delicate and beautiful, it's not without its setbacks. Yes, we experience pain and anguish, but by internalizing and embracing our struggles, we can grow and heal. And with care and support, we can nurture ourselves back to a place where we can flourish once more. This is the core of Remember Sydney, a message of hope. It's a call to all of us to recognize our strength, to speak out, and to support one another as we heal. The book challenges us to stop accepting the silence that has long been imposed on us and to demand accountability from institutions that have too often turned a blind eye to abuse. If you're someone who's experienced the weight of being shunned, or if you're still grappling with the fallout from a system that demanded blind faith at the expense of truth, this book is for you. It's not just a story, it's a mirror reflecting our collective struggles. And it carries with it a promise that by facing these truths, we can begin to heal. Before I wrap up, I want to mention that Remember Sydney is available now for anyone who's ready to take the journey of truth and healing. I highly recommend checking it out, not just as a work of literature, but as a resource and a companion for those tough days when you need to know that you're not alone. If this video has resonated with you, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing your thoughts in the comments below, particularly if you relate to the themes I've just mentioned. Your voice matters, and together we can keep the conversation going, ensuring that no one's story goes unheard. You will find details of how to order your copy of Remember Sydney in the video description. And there's a special 10% discount code for viewers of the Lloyd Evans channel, which you will see appearing on the screen now. But that's all from me, and as always, thank you for watching.